Hey everyone, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. It is none other than your girl, the hit and lover, and I am here at the International Associations of Minister Wives and Minister Widow. And I have the honor and the pleasure to sit down with the current 10th president, Miss Elder Vernita Josey. How are you doing
I am
today?
very well, thank you.
Thank you, man. First of all, thank you so much for sitting down and allowing me to interview you and you guys invited me to the conference. I mean, I know this is the 84th conference. I think that's great that you're having it here in Jacksonville.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and get into some questions. And if you guys tuning in, if you have any questions, definitely put them in. If we have time, we'll get to them at the end. So the first question I'm going to ask Ms. Elder Josie is, can you begin by sharing a little bit about your journey into becoming the 10th international president of the association?
Okay, Chanel. I've been in the organization now over 34 years. And in 20 for president, but this president, I go back again, had some police experience. I say, Lord, if you want me to go president, me the I started campaigning every day to fight campaign with my embracing change in and in 24 in Houston I became 10th president of the National Association. President.
Wow.
Have something to offer as well. So we should be able to agree. We want to come, experience God in a new way, to experience whatever it is that we're going through, that we're able, those needs are able to be met. And that's one of the reasons why I said I want to be there, because I do believe that I'm a catalyst for change.
And I think a lot of people kind of miss that bridging the gap because like I feel like I'm a millennial, but I feel like that's part of what we're meant to do to bridge the gap between the older and the younger generations. And the fact that you embrace it, I think that's lovely. And so the next question is for people who are not familiar with the mission and the history behind the International Association of Minister Wives and Widows. Can you kind of describe that and what it is?
Okay, our founder, Elizabeth Coles Bowie, she's the lady that started this organization 84 years ago. And her mission was to really to bring ministers' wives and ministers' widows together, to unite them into one common fellowship, those of Christian denomination. It has to be a Christian, denomination, and that they will come in and be a part of the organization, that we can be able to learn, fellowship together, just to unite, bringing them together of one common goal, and that is to really be a blessing to the kingdom of God.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So now I know you were saying, your platform was bridging the gap. So my next question is, how has the association evolved under your leadership and the different initiatives and milestones that you're trying to mark and put into place as you're moving forward?
Well, since 2024, June of 2024, and the transition period in August of last year, we started out with our inaugural session in Richmond, Virginia, where we had our Founders Day, and it was different. I come with a little different flavor. I like things. I like excitement. I like things to be done, differently. So we had some exciting times there, and there was the unveiling of my portrait in in Richmond, Virginia, that went up on the wall. And some of the things that I really want to bring to the organization is a few things that we changed with the widows. We're now having the Naomi Circle, where we're going to be focusing a lot on the widows, because some of them, felt a little bit like they were being left out. So I told them, I said, not, you will not be left out. I said, we're going to have something for you. So we will be launching the Naomi Circle this year. So all the widows will be a part of that. We have our sponsorship partnering, and we can get sponsors for the organization because we do have a scholarship, funding, and we want to be able to bring monies in to help those students of ministers' wives and ministers' widows who are really going off to college and all of that. So it's a lot of things that we're bringing, some new initiatives that we're bringing to it. The Human Relations Department, where we're reaching out to ministers' wives and widows. They're celebrating a birthday. Someone has a lost or whatever, lost a loved one. We want to be able to touch them in a real way. Okay?
And I love that. And the fact that, you're kind of targeting on people sometimes who get left behind.
Yes.
Sometimes people really get really put in that gap.
Yeah,
they feel left out, and it's just beyond intentional. But I love that you focus in, and as well as the scholarships, and that's always amazing. Education is so important. So my next question is, what are some of the challenges you've had to face as president, and kind of how have you been able to overcome them and keep moving forward with what you're trying to do here with the association?
Well, there's a whole lot of folks all around the world. Reaching out to them sometimes can be a little bit challenging, but thank God for our public relations and marketing team that has really been, exploding our social media. They've been helping me to get messages out because, I'm in the Bahamas, and some folks wondered how I'd be able to work from the Bahamas here. But listen, social media takes you all around the world. So, it's just a few things that have really been, just reaching, and some folks say, well, I didn't get this message or I didn't get that, but some of our people don't get on our social media platform. They don't get on it, so they will miss some stuff. So you find that they're calling and trying to find out, well, where are we going next, or what are we going to be doing? So I realized that if they plug into our social media, they will get some stuff. So it's really not much that I can say that has been so challenging thus far, because I just started out. So thank God I don't have that, I can't complain right now. God has been good. And thank God for the people that he placed in my path. They are doing an exceptional job. And I thank him because he surrounded me with some awesome people.
That's amazing.
And I said, if each one hold up their end, then everything will work out fine.
I know,
everything.
I feel you, and that's my mind. There's no I in team. It
No.
might be a me in team, but there's no I in team.
None.
You have great people around you. It
Yes.
just makes everything kind of
That's
flow.
right. And I applaud them. I applaud my elected and appointed officers, the committee chairs and the committees. I just applaud all of them.
And so I want to ask you, how has your faith shaped your leadership as well as your ministry?
Oh my God. My faith in God is key. It is key. And I do nothing without him, his direction. I tell folks I dare not walk without him holding my hand. So I seek the Lord on whatever I have to do. And with him leading and guiding, there's no telling where I would go. And the one thing I can say, even before I left home last year, June, and prayer is the key for me. We prayed and the Lord spoke. He said, I'm taking you into Houston in safety, and I'm bringing you back in victory. And so said, so done. That's what God did. He did for me. So my faith, I reach out and I say, Lord, I can't do this without you. I need you. So this has really shaped my life. And I'm just looking for greater. And I know greater is coming for this organization.
Yes, ma'am. And I know the organization is the Minister Wives as well as the Minister Widows, which is a sisterhood,
right,
in itself. And so my next question is, how can you speak to the power of the sisterhood within the association?
This is so amazing. The sisterhood is so, awesome. And I must tell you, and I can confess that I am one of them who really saw the sisterhood in action when my husband was hospitalized in Chicago some years ago. I was a young minister's wife and just started under Dr. Celeste S. Johnson. We got into Chicago that evening, and my husband was hospitalized that very night, and I didn't know what to do. But there were some sisters, and they came to my rescue. There was one who came, was at the hospital with me all day. When I came back from the hospital, there were a group of my ladies sitting in the lobby waiting for me. They were just there wanting to just see how I'm doing and to help me. Do you need anything? If you need finances, because I'm away from home, you understand? Away from home, not knowing what to do. So they were willing to help me, give me finances or whatever I needed, and to be that support for me. So this sisterhood, listen, if you go in any state, you will find a sister there. So, and they will be there to reach out to you.
I love that. I love that. Like, and I mean, my next question is because, like, I'm sitting here just listening to that, and it just sounds so beautiful. It really does. And I think there's so much in our community. There's a lack and a disconnect between sisterhood.
Yes,
and just the fact that you guys do that is just beautiful. But the next question I want to ask is, what legacy do you hope to leave through the work that you're doing now with the organization?
When my 10 years up, I want folks to say, Elder Vernita Josey, she was on the scene, she did what God had commanded her to do, and my life has been transformed because of her witness. And my thing is, I would want folks to know that, hey, it was not just about us coming together, but lives have been transformed. My thing is, people are coming in hurting, and some are leaving the same way. That's not what we're about. When you come, burdens are lifted at Calvary. And that's what I want folks to know. You cast all your cares on the Lord, and He will care for you. You leave your burdens here at the altar. When you go into the sanctuary, you just worship God because you're leaving all your burdens there at the altar. And that's what I want. When we come, if you're hurting, I'm going to throw my arms around you, and we're going to pray, and God is going to have His way. And that's what I want to say. This woman came about, and she broke down some barriers.
Yes, I love that, breaking barriers. And speaking of that, do you have any stories that a story or two that you might want to share about that, or even about that just kind of goes into the mission of the association?
Well,
I'm sorry.
The one that I can really tell you about right now is my daughter and I, we do have a ministry that God has placed within us because of us weathering some storms. You look at me, I've been through some storms, okay? I've been through some stuff that I know I don't look like what I've been through, but God has been faithful. In ministry, at age 21, my daughter was the leader of the praise team, the leader of the youth ministry, and everything, and she became pregnant. As a preacher's kid, a worshiper, the leader of the youth ministry, she became pregnant, and this was a time when the Lord said that He was going to bless our ministry. He was going to enlarge our territory. I'm waiting for Him to do that, and there it is, my daughter came out pregnant. We only have one daughter. Imagine. And this was, darkness started to come over my home, over our ministry, everything. But I had to be the glue to keep my family together. My husband didn't do well with that. That's his baby girl. That's his girl, and he was hurt. He ended up in hospital. Okay? And I had to be there. My other two sons, I had to be there for them. They were younger. And God, through His infinite mercy, kept my mind. Because folks were talking, oh, Bishop and Elder did something wrong, that's why this happened. But I say, God, if you take me through this, Lord, I will be grateful to you. So I had to be the one to talk to my daughter because she was in a state of depression. All right? I had to speak to her and let her know that, hey, you are a prophetess unto God. That's what God told me. So when the Lord gives you a word, no matter how it looks, you hold on to that. Because He told me that she will be a prophetess unto Him. And I call her forth, even with her big tummy. I said, prophetess, you come forth. And God did it. She is now a prophetess unto God, serving faithfully in ministry. And I want to say, because of that, we have a ministry called Mother Me. That we mother mothers and daughters. Because so many mothers and daughters don't have the love. They don't have that. Their daughter don't feel her embrace from their mother. But God has allowed me to be able to help them through our ministry. So I thank God for that Mother Me came out of our hurt and our pain. So our pain has a purpose.
I believe it always has a purpose.
Oh, it has a purpose.
It will lead you to. Wow, that story was like, wow, it got me. And the fact that it came out with another ministry,
Yes,
Mothers
yes.
in Need, that's just beautiful. Whew. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask, what are some of the upcoming goals or maybe some more of the events that's going to be coming up in the future over the next year or so with the association?
Well, we're getting ready for 2026 and, but we're not going to leave because we haven't even started 2025 convention and we're looking forward to a great time in this convention. We get started, tonight with our pajama party. So these are all new things that are coming about. We never did these before, but people are coming out with new creative ideas and stuff to keep us together. Have fun, even in our convention. We want to have fun. Okay, so tonight will be a fun night for us. And then tomorrow we have our Leadership Academy. And that has just come on stream a few years ago. And I'm proud to say that I'm the first cohort. I came from the first cohort of the Leadership Academy. All right. And so that's a plus for me. Yeah, Takesha right here and all that. But I'm just so grateful to God for what he's doing. So there are some new things that are coming on board. We have our husband's service that's coming, and they're doing some new stuff too this week. All right. And then also we have our PKs and then our regular President's Night, President's Breakfast, all of that's the legacy luncheon and all of that. So there's some new things that are really coming on board, and we'll be looking forward to a great time in the Lord. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. And you mentioned the Leadership Academy. I just wanted to ask really quick, can you kind of describe what exactly is the Leadership Academy?
Well, our director, Dr. Shirley Alexander Hart, this is her baby, okay? And came together in, when was it, Takesha, was it 2022? 2021 we started. In 2021 we started, and like I said, we were the first cohorts, really learning about the organizational structure, okay? How you plan for an event and all of that. You have parliamentary procedures, all of these things that you learn that will enhance the ministry here in the organization. So when you come into the Leadership Academy, you are eligible for leadership because you're learning the ins and outs of the organization. So that's what it's all about.
Okay. I was wondering. I know I had seen it. I wonder what exactly does the Leadership Academy do, but I love that idea. So now my next question is, for the younger generation of minister wives, what can you do to encourage or to help them connect with the organization?
Well, I always talk about the Titus II women. The Titus II woman is to teach the younger women. Okay, and I always say that I was one who sat at the feet of older women. As a young minister's wife, not knowing where I was going, what I was doing, I had to sit at the feet of some older women in my country. And they were the ones who taught me how to navigate through dealing with family, dealing with church, and dealing with your job. It's not easy. And a lot of our younger women are really facing challenges, balancing. They don't know how to balance, their life with family, church, and at home, family, church, and their job. So this is one of the things that we try to teach them. If they come in, we'll be able to help them. Sometimes you may be able to help them to find a little nursery there. Somebody will take care of their babies if they come along. So that's why we have the PKs division and all of that. So you come and you be free for a couple hours. You come into sessions and your children will be taken care of. Okay, so we call them forth and tell them, come thou with us and we will do you good. Because we will teach you how to do some things.
Definitely. I love the fact that you said you sat at the feet of.
Oh yes.
I don't think we have that here.
Oh
wow. Just hearing that, it's just amazing. And one of the last questions I'm going to ask is, listening to for those who are listening, who are streaming, or who are going to be watching this later, how can they get involved or even support the association and the organization?
Well, can I say we're here this week, and so if you're here in Jacksonville or nearby, Orlando, anywhere, and you're watching this live, come on down to the Hyatt Regency Hotel here in Jacksonville. And let me tell you, you will not be disappointed. We're here and we're going to be having fun. We're going to have worship. We're going to have everything. So you come on and be a part. Or I'm sure you can connect with us. Go on iamwmw.org and you will learn about our organization. You will see all sorts of flyers. You'll see a whole lot of stuff. Because like I tell you, our public relations department and marketing, they got everything spread out on social media. So you come on and be a part of this great sisterhood. Any minister's wife or minister's widow out there, you need to come on and be a part of us. We will do you good. All right? So come on and let's join together and let's carry on this great work here.
Yes, yes. And you heard it. And the last question I'm going to ask, what is it? Anything that you want to leave us with? Anything that's on your heart or in your spirit to speak? Could you leave us with it?
Okay, well, I just want to say we are anticipating an awesome move of God in this convention. We're here, my first, and you know the first is always special. My first convention, we're not here for form or for fashion, but we're here to lift up the name of Jesus. There will be worship like never before. There's going to be praise like never before. There's going to be fellowship like never before. So I want to say, those of you who are coming, come ready. Come prepared. Get your heart prepared for what God is about to do, because he's going to show up. We prayed, we fasted, and we believe in God for an outpouring in our midst. So I say, y'all come on and join us, because you will never leave the same as you came.
Right. Now, you heard that straight from Elder Josey. And my final words is, first of all, I'm just sitting here and I'm just been listening and absorbing. And this is an incredible woman, just the energy that's coming. It's just beautiful. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to sit down, hear part of your story, and actually learn a little more about what the Minister Wives and Minister Widow Association is. And I can't wait. I'm coming to several of these this week, and I'm going to be streaming.
I'm so glad you'll be here.
And I'm excited for myself and for my own journey, for my own growth and my own walk with God. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. And you guys be tuning in. Definitely. You got my pages. We're going to be streaming off and on in these interviews. So as I always say, love and light. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you again, Miss Elder Josey.
Thank you, Chanel. Thank you.
With me. All right. You guys have a wonderful day.
All right.